Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmashDaLikeTV. You hanging with your host, Be Easy, that is for sure. Now, on your way in through the door, don't forget to smash that like button. This is called SmashDaLikeTV, so please smash that like button for me. And if you can also help me reach 1,000 subscribers by hitting the subscribe and notification bell, I'd appreciate that as well. Now, in the famous words of Scarface, let me roll.
How can we rave about Kyrie Irving and the sensational talent that he is and the 60-point explosion that he had against Orlando, but we don't bring him up when he's not on the court and they lose to Dallas? I can't wait for you to try to explain that one. You don't get to have it both ways. You can't sit up there and credit him when he's spectacular and talk about how phenomenal he is, which is true, because he is phenomenal. He is sensational. He is box office. As Jay knows, Shay, I've been on the record stating this on several occasions. Kyrie Irving is box office. I'd pay him $50 million a year. He's worth it. You walk through the turnstiles to see this brother perform, all right? But I'd never give him a long-term contract to get in his NBA career because he can't be trusted to be there, and the record shows it. Now, what I'm saying is this. The night before, albeit against the Orlando Magic, it doesn't take away the sensational performance that he put forth, how pure of an offensive juggernaut this brother is. He is something special to behold. But yet, we gonna sit up there the next game when Luka Doncic is in the house and KD gotta go it alone. And I'm looking at last night's loss at home in Brooklyn against the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm saying, do you lose that game if Kyrie Irving is on the court? The answer would be no. I think they win that game last night if Kyrie is on the court. So if we're gonna give him credit when he's spectacular, we also got to point the finger at him when he ain't there. That's where I'm at.
SA.
Yes.
We talk about this every day like we expect something to change as it relates to Kyrie getting vaccinated.
No, I'm
let me say, I'm not saying you do.
Right.
And I know that people were expecting, I know I did, expecting circumstances to change, the private sector mandate. But I've known what this is from the beginning with Kyrie. Mm-hmm. He's made his statement that he wasn't going to play. So, you know, I'm not saying that Kyrie doesn't deserve some blame. Of course, I would love to have Kyrie on the court and play against the likes of who they played last night in the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, I'd love to see him on the court against the New York Knicks. But it feels like we can't let that go. Even though we know what it is. We know what it is, but we're always gonna try to find some way to bring it back to Kyrie and make it his fault. When he's told you exactly what this was from the beginning. So does that never stop?
No.
Is it forever from now on? Because I've heard multiple, I feel like if Stephen A's car got towed in New York, Kyrie Irving, damn it! If Stephen A's plane got delayed, Kyrie Irving, the wind! If it's him going to a game to see a Knicks, even though he's allowed to be in the building, he shouldn't be there. He's showing up. He's trying to. It feels like everything he does, there's something that you find wrong with it. So what can this man do?
Okay.
And hold on, let me finish my point. The only thing I want to say to you is,
you sounded like you're asking questions.
I'm not. No, they're rhetorical questions. They're not meant for you to answer. You do it to me all the time, brother. All I'm saying.
Go ahead. I don't. I actually say what I say. I just say what I have to say.
Do it. You do it.
This
is part of your performance art.
Right.
I've seen it.
Okay.
All I'm saying to you is if we know what it is, it feels like it's just done because it's what.
All right.
It's what, this creates a ripple effect, so we're going to talk about it again when that's not the case.
Okay. So let me answer your questions directly and specifically, because it's about time, bro, that you man up and just accept this situation.
I do accept the situation.
No. It's basketball. It's the basketball season.
Yes.
It's not like we're talking about Kyrie while summer baseball is being played. We're in the throes of a basketball season. The playoffs are approaching, and we're looking at a Brooklyn team with him, and we're looking at a Brooklyn team without him.
Yes, understand.
With him, they can win the chip. Without him, there's no way in hell it happens. Period. So now when you get to that point, we're talking about this guy and his decision, whether we agree with it or not, costing them a championship.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. You're in the sports talking business. So my question to you, rhetorically, would be, why are you even in the business if you can't talk about Kyrie? He's relevant. Everything we're talking about is rubber. I didn't bring him up about my car. I didn't bring him up about it getting towed. And by the way, I don't like you bringing that up because it did get towed a couple of weeks ago. Okay, and I had to go and get it back. So I don't like the fact that you brought up that bad memory when I got to go online and get my damn car back because I had an unpaid ticket I didn't know about, a parking ticket. Okay, but neither here nor there. The point that I'm making is I didn't bring him up there. I didn't bring him up then. When I brought him up in the stands, why did I bring him up in the stands? Because despite my disgust with the decisions that he's made, Adams, I understand that you didn't make the policy, but the bottom line is you're the mayor. You're the head man in charge right now in New York City. You have the power to lift that mandate. You've lifted it for K through 12 public schools. How the hell you got fans coming into the Barclays Center unvaccinated? How come Kyrie Irving can't play? So I've defended him in that regard.
Yes.
I pointed that out. But the point is, if you show up to the Barclays Center, what happens is you might come across as antagonizing the mayor, thereby giving him less incentive to do what's right. That's why I brought that up. That's why Mike Wilbon brought it up. That's why everybody brought it up. Because we're saying, why are you antagonizing the situation? You got to handle it diplomatically and delicately because this man has the power to change course, which he should, so Kyrie can play. He should. Not just for that reason, but he should.
But it sounds like you're directing your energy towards Kyrie, and I'm saying the energy should be directed towards the situation. Like you just described the situation about the mandate being lifted for kids in grammar school, right? So like that's my thing. Like if you're angry about the situation, but it feels like you always flip it back to Kyrie.
Well, listen, it's two things. I've done both. The same guy that's going at Kyrie is the same guy that says the mandate should be lifted.
But you can't blame Kyrie if you're talking. If you see what the situation is for the situation.
Oh, I most certainly can, because what did we say? Must I rewind the clock and remind you what we argued about? This is where you and I are diametrically opposed, so let's remind our audience of where we stand. I am of the position that because you got cats to go to Brooklyn, that because the league mandate is what it is, and because 99% of the league ultimately made the sacrifice because they got a job to do, you should have done it too. You disagree. You talk about putting self in your body and all of this other stuff, and I respect that, but I disagree because my hope, listen, and bottom line is this, I didn't necessarily want to take the vaccine, but I was going to because I knew it was the right thing to do, specifically because my employer says, listen, you got to work. You got a team to look out for. This is what our conditions are. I'm looking at millions upon millions of people across the country. This is what the mandate is. I'm looking at the NBA. A lot of your teammates did not want to take the vaccine, but they did it. You are holding out, fine. But in the process of holding out, just understand, you could potentially cost your team a championship because with Kyrie on the floor, with KD, they are that lethal. They can beat anybody. That's Milwaukee. That's Philly. That's Miami. I'm not saying definitively it will happen, but I believe they can beat anybody. The Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, them two together on their game could win the whole thing. And in the end, when we look at them, because we know what KD's going to bring, when we look at them, if they don't do it, what's going to be the reason it didn't happen?
So, is Kevin Durant angry at Kyrie Irving?
No, clearly not.
He's not.
Oh, really? We want to go.
He's not.
We want to go.
I'm going there. I've already been there.
Go ahead.
He's not angry at Kyrie.
Go ahead.
So I get your
Kevin
frustration.
Durant. He did this. Where I'm going. He did this. Kevin Durant.
So wait. Go ahead. Kevin's angry at the situation. That's what I've heard. I mean, Nick Friedel was on our show earlier talking about multiple conversations with Kevin Durant about the fact about the situation being something that KD's more angry about than Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
So all I'm sitting here saying is, it's frustrating as a fan to see Kyrie Irving one night drop 60.
Right.
I get where your animosity, where your frustration comes from.
I want to see him play.
You want to see people ball out. What I'm trying to tell you is because he's not giving you what you want, not giving fans what, like it's still a part of the situation for him.
Wow.
And because he's not vaccinated.
Tell me, hold on. Kevin Durant, this is not me. Jay Williams started this. I wasn't going here. Okay, let's go to KD. Kevin Durant. Is he playing?
Yes.
Why is he playing?
Because he wants to win.
Okay.
So he doesn't have an issue with taking the vaccine.
Excuse me. He didn't necessarily want to take it from what I was told. He just did it because guess what? That's the mandate.
That's
and
his
he
choice.
Come on, and it's the mandate he wants.
Yes.
Don't give me choices. We all know everybody has the right to make their choice.
Yeah, but
Let's not be obvious
you're making it sound like, well, I felt a little bit pressured to take because I want to win a championship.
No.
Okay.
No. What I'm saying is Kevin Durant wants the ball. Kevin Durant wants to win the championship, and in order to do it,
oh my goodness,
he had to go and get vaccinated. At the end of the day, when is Jay Williams? I'm talking directly to you.
Mm-hmm.
When is Jay Williams gonna step back and go like this? You got the right to make that choice.
You do.
But your choice is costing y'all the championship. When are you gonna say that?
That's fine, but
when are you gonna say it?
Because
say it.
You don't put enough credence into unprecedented times.
Wow.
You tie everything that's happened with Kyrie before in the past, which you and I have gone back. I've been on the same side with you about multiple times. Because now it's unprecedented. You tie that into the other hookup, it's always something.
All right, y'all. You got a chance to hear Jay Will come at Stephen A. Stephen A. trying to, hold his ground or what have you. I want to say that I appreciate Jay Williams and a person like JJ Redick sitting across from Stephen A. and debating them, because with the new personalities that are debating Stephen A., it seems like they're the ones that really hold his feet to the fire intelligently as well. But first, let's start with Stephen A. Smith before we go to Jay Williams. Stephen A. admits that Kyrie Irving is box office. In this video, he even stated that he would be willing to pay Kyrie Irving $50 million a year because he thinks he's that spectacular, that box office. He's able to get people through the turnstiles into the arenas. And as fans of basketball, Kyrie Irving gives you what you want. So from a fandom point of view, I agree with Stephen A. Smith in that regard. Those are the positive things that he has to say about Kyrie Irving. So let's go to the things that he despised Kyrie Irving for. So Stephen A. says Kyrie Irving chooses to work when he wants. Kyrie Irving can't be trusted. Stephen A. says that he can't give him a long-term contract, even though he knows he's worth $50 million a year. Stephen A. Smith noted that Kyrie Irving constantly leaves his teammates hanging from Boston to Brooklyn. He's always made that point that Kyrie Irving seems to be selfish and seems to leave his teammates hanging. Now, with regards to the Brooklyn Nets and Stephen A. saying that Kyrie Irving left his teammates hanging, what he's referring to is Kyrie Irving wanting Kevin Durant to come to Brooklyn. Not necessarily James Harden. James Harden got traded to Brooklyn, but I don't think that was his preference. I mean, when James Harden joined the Sixers, he let it be known that really Philly was his first destination. He just was traded to Brooklyn and had to, fulfill his contract there until he moved elsewhere. But nevertheless, Kyrie Irving asked for Kevin Durant to come over. And Stephen A. is basically saying he just can't be trusted. He's a bad teammate. He's leaving his teammates hanging. He's asking for players to come join him. And then he's leaving them hanging by not getting vaccinated. That's Stephen A.'s position. And Stephen A. is also saying that with 99% of the players in the NBA making the sacrifice to get vaccinated, he's saying that so should Kyrie Irving. He should bend over backwards. He should make the sacrifice, forget his personal choice. He should do it because the rest of the players, 99% of them made the decision to get vaccinated. That's where I disagree. Just because majority of the league did it doesn't mean that Kyrie Irving's decision doesn't hold weight. That is his personal decision. Sometimes a person's personal decision isn't popular. You know how many changes we went through in our world as a society, as human beings. There's been a lot of people whose ideas were not popular. We can think of Martin Luther King. We can think of Malcolm X. We can think of groundbreaking ideas that people had, and they were not of popularity. They were not of the norm. Most people weren't carrying the ideas. They were on an island with them. So is Kyrie Irving. He's on the island with this vaccine perspective. Now, there's others that have the same perspective as him. But when we're talking about Stephen A. saying that 99% of the league made the sacrifice, Kyrie is on the island in comparison to his peers. But I disagree with Stephen A. Smith completely. You never tear down a man because his perspective, his opinion, the lens he's looking through puts him on an island. That's not fair, because we benefit from a lot of changes in society, in our communities, in the world as a whole, from people having unpopular perceptions, unpopular ideas, but then they became popular because they stood on what they believed in. And that's all Kyrie Irving is doing. And I really would like to see Stephen A. Smith show him more respect, at least show him the respect that Jay Will is showing him. Now let's go to Jay Will, because we have to remember Stephen A. don't have the same animosity towards Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers lied. And that's why Kwame Brown always making an issue between black athletes and white athletes when Stephen A. is comparing the two, because he does not despise the white athletes the way he despised black athletes. And this is a point. This is a point here to let it be known, because he did not have this animosity towards Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers flat out lied. Whereas Kyrie Irving, when you juxtapose the two, Kyrie Irving stood on the truth. He spoke the truth from the beginning. He's standing on the same truth. He never lied about anything. So let's go to Jay Will. Now, Jay Will, he said he totally understands Kyrie's position. He said Kyrie stated his position clearly, with clarity from the beginning. He didn't lie like Aaron Rodgers. He didn't fabricate anything. And Jay Williams respected Kyrie Irving's decision, which you can see. That's why he came at Stephen A. Smith in the manner that he did, because he's like, look, bruh, the man clearly stated his position. He didn't lie like Aaron Rodgers. Why you keep bringing this man up? So anyway, Jay Williams also said, it seems like the media can't let it go. Stephen A. being one of the personalities in the media who can't let the Kyrie Irving decision to not get vaccinated, he can't let it go. So Jay Williams is saying the media can't let it go, and they're focusing too much on Kyrie Irving and his vaccination status. And frankly, I don't think it's going to end here. You know, I think Stephen A. Smith, with his stubborn self, is going to persist and continue to talk about Kyrie Irving, continue to degrade him. I mean, Kyrie Irving dropped 60 points the other night, and he always find an angle to criticize Kyrie Irving. I just appreciate, like I said, I appreciate analysts like Jay Will and JJ Redick, you know, two of the personalities that debate Stephen A. on a regular, and they really hold his feet to the fire. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope everybody enjoyed the breakdown of what transpired between Jay Will and Stephen A. It's good to see a person like Jay Will hold Stephen A. accountable. And, you know, they debate each other all the time, and they're good off the air. So, you know, they can deal with each other in that manner and don't have to let it cross lines of respect, disrespect, things of that nature. But I like the way he comes at Stephen A. So drop your comments, man. How do you feel, man? Do you think Jay Will had every right to come at Stephen A, or do you feel like Stephen A has a point and is making his point, and maybe Jay Will should look at it from Stephen A's perspective? I'm in agreement with Jay Will. You know, I'm vaccinated myself. When my job mandated it, I went and got the vaccine. So I understand Stephen A's perspective, but I'm not with forcing somebody to do something. So I agree with Kyrie Irving in his position. When you're able to take that position and take that stand, I salute the man. So drop your comments. Let me know how you feel. This is SmashDaLikeTV, man. Thanks for taking this ride with me. Don't forget to smash that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe before you take the next ride. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Peace. I want to thank you for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Also, thanks for rolling with me on this ride. And on your way out, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe. I'm out. Peace.